TaylaAndre, Boston's #1 talk show. Keep it locked.
Hey y'all, how you doing? Good rising, grand rising, TaylaAndre. Yesterday, I attended the Parents as Partners Autism Sprinter in collaboration with C-Plan. Parents at the table, not coming as a folding chair, but coming as a permanent resident at the table, having something to say, being listened to. And when I tell you, V from Tennessee, what's going on? When I tell you, that was the first time that I was in a parental space where I felt like I had all the privilege in the world. I felt like I had nothing to complain about. I felt as if there were parents that knew a struggle grander than my own. Do you know a parent with a child that has autism? Have you ever been around a child with autism? To understand the frustrations of a parent with a child with autism, yesterday I sat in that space as a listener. Yesterday I sat in that space as an observer. And yesterday I was in that space learning. Learning the hardships, learning the privilege that I hold, learning that our system is broken more than we could ever imagine. If we think that the system is broken for our brown and black little boys and girls, we have another thing coming, because the system is broken for those that are uniquely able or have a disability. There was a statement that was made that my child is not disabled. My child learns differently. My child is not the typical child that learns by sitting in a classroom, keeping their head straight at the chalkboard and listening to whatever it is that the teacher says. My child doesn't operate like that. And I'm raising my hand like, yeah, my child don't operate like that either. But the truth of the matter is, my child can and does operate like that. There are some children that are like, listen, that is not going to happen. Ever. It's not. It's never going to happen. I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to abide by you. We can work together, but you are going to work on my terms. And that's something that I honestly respect and love about the parents that were in yesterday's space. Autism Sprinter, C-Plan, Parents as Partners when it comes to our child's education. And all of the parents in there said, my child has a plan. My child has a legal document, an IEP that says that you must teach my child according to how they learn. I said, damn, all children should have one of those. It's something very different that I cannot explain. The freedom that an autistic child has, and by freedom I mean the ability to be self. V from Tennessee said, autistic kids are often misunderstood, but they are brilliant. I completely agree. The first time that I ever understood autism was, Sonny, what's the, Mommy, something is home. Oh gosh. The little boy, he was autistic. Simon is home. Mommy, Simon is home. It was a movie. He was autistic. He came home every day and would tell his mother that he was home. Simon is home. Rain Man was on the spectrum of autism. But I never truly understood autism until it was in my child's old family. My children have a cousin that's autistic. And I have to be transparent. I honestly feel as if I do have privilege when it comes to this world of education. When I say I want my child to learn XYZ, I want my child to do this, I want my child to do that, and teachers respond, administrators respond, the director responds, I have an advantage here that a child with an IEP, a parent that is working diligently to make up for what's lacked at school, what programs are lacked in school, what programs are lacked in the community. I have a privilege. And a lot of us parents probably won't even acknowledge that. I didn't understand autism. I still don't understand autism. I'm still very ignorant to it. I have very little patience, so all I saw was a child that didn't want to listen. This is my truth. This is my transparency. That's all I saw. Was a child that was hard-headed, that didn't want to listen. Like, damn, can you sit your kid down? We, us, you, I, where would you be at? Have a lot to learn. Have a lot to be grateful for. Have a lot to do. Work to do, as Reggie B would say. And we have work to do because yesterday I heard the concerns of parents from a perspective that I'm unfamiliar with, and it frustrated me. It frustrates me, the amount of... Those parents are advocates. Those parents are fighters. Those parents are navigators. Those parents know the system better than any other parents out here. They are part of the system because they are their child's only system. Our education truly feels the least of us. It's a biblical, one on YouTube, Facebook, y'all listening? It's a biblical saying that the greatest of us is based on how we treat the least of us, or somewhere around those lines. And we don't treat the least of us with any type of love, respect, kindness, or even invest in them financially. Yesterday was disheartening, y'all. It was disheartening, and it made me feel like, where do we win? Where do we win? Lord have mercy. China defends the decision granting Ivanka Trump 5 trademarks since her father became president. She has another 30 pending. When your daddy runs the country and you want to take over the world, that's nothing. Nepotism's nothing. It's okay. Nothing to see here. No constitution being broken. 30 pending trademarks, 5 that have already been granted since President Donald Trump became president. I don't know what this means. I know that if she has trademarks approved in China, what are they going to start doing in China? Making whatever they approved her trademarks of, right? Long story short, she's going to start having things created in China, sold in America, but yet the president signed an executive order to buy United States, buy American, sell American, hire American, while my daughter goes overseas and does business elsewhere. I can't tell you how frustrated this administration makes me. I hate this administration, and I can't wait for these next 3 and some change years to pass. Good rising, grand rising. There is, yesterday when we had the youth on air, I made a little joke about Mount Bowden. Can you please tell me what the heck Lower and Upper Roxbury is? I have never, ever in the history of living in Boston heard a Roxburian talk about, I'm finna go to Lower Roxbury. I'm going to Upper Roxbury. Where are these Upper and Lower Roxburys? Is this denial? Is it stop renaming our city. It's not Mount Bowden. It's Bowden. It's not Upper Roxbury, Lower Roxbury. It's Roxbury. Northeastern community leaders unveil Lower Roxbury Black History Project, from politicians to historians to the university itself. On Tuesday, Roxbury residents, elected officials, and the community came together to unveil the Lower Roxbury Black History Project. The project, which features oral historians and artifacts collected to tell the powerful stories of Lower Roxbury residents, started as an idea at a meeting between university leaders and members of the Black Minstrel Alliance in 2006. This is when it was suggested that we need to preserve the history of Lower Roxbury, and in order to do that, we can go ahead and gentrify everybody, kick everyone out, because we have history here. We have artifacts, we have historians telling truths, we have some pictures, we're going to hang a few things on the wall, and then we're going to kick y'all Negroes out because you rent, you don't own, and we're going to price you out because you can't afford what we're finna do to the city, so you might as well go somewhere like Brockton, because we're about to do to Brockton what we're doing to Boston, but you guys don't know that. Message that was real. Take a look for yourself. Start listening, having your ear to the ground as far as these town hall events and community meetings currently taking place in Brockton, because Brockton residents are not there, but developers are in the building. Politicians are in the building, and they are building Brockton with their school system about to be on fleek. Y'all about to watch Brockton come up like Newton. I swear for sweet baby Jesus, y'all could rewind this in 4 years. Like, damn, Taylor told us. If you can purchase a house right now, you better buy one in Brockton, because you can go ahead and flip that thing so quick. Yesterday, while I was at the Mildred for the Autism Sprinter Seed Plan Parents as Partners event, one of the things that I noticed is Roxbury, Mattapan's meeting, community meeting, was packed. Elders were in the building, and it was all black and brown faces, baby. It was so beautiful. I was like, hold on, can I sit in on this meeting real quick? They had a housing, like home ownership class at the Mildred. Like, there was 17 different meetings going on in one building, and there were so many cars parked outside. I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was absolutely amazing that in a community space, the community actually came together. There were seats taken up in that housing program. There were seats taken up in the Mattapan community conversation. There were seats taken up at the Autism Sprinter Seed Plan Parents as Partners event. It was just beautiful to see people engaged. People with their hands up, people asking questions, people saying, not here, not in Mattapan. And I felt like it really was a sense of community there. Ahead of the plans, ahead of the gentrification, ahead of you're going to come in and price us out. The houses in Mattapan, Hyde Park, West Roxbury, are tiptoeing to look like Roxbury, are tiptoeing to look like South End. Right now, they're not all the way there, but it's not far behind either. We currently have a call on the line, 617-282-0062. Garage and call you live.
Hi, good morning, Taylor.
Hey, Miss G, how you doing?
I was so amused when you were saying upper and lower Roxbury, because I grew up partially in Roxbury. I never heard upper Roxbury. I said that must be fine where the poor black folks are at. In lower and then upper is probably where they're going to stop rehabilitating they gentrified the whole city, but rehabilitating a lot of the housing. And I said, wow, it's humorous to me. Really humorous.
It's humorous to me, too. Hey, you ever been to Mount Bowden?
Yeah, Mount Bowden. I never heard of Mount Bowden, but I always consider Bowden Avenue to be Bowden Avenue. So I don't know. When somebody said Mount Bowden, when you said that yesterday, I was like, wait a minute, I live right down the street. What are they talking about? But I don't know.
You don't believe me? Go ahead and go to Google, pull up the city, and type in Mount Bowden. Go to Google Maps. Take a look at Google Maps. Move that map around, and you'll see new places in Boston that you ain't never heard of before. Never heard of before.
I'm telling you, it gets funnier and funnier. But it's really not so funny because it has to do with gentrification.
Absolutely.
And also, they're just renaming and outpricing the people in the city of Boston. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. So I'm going to be a little transparent, and I might hurt somebody's feelings, but, 9 times out of 10, I really don't care. I remember when Anari, this was like about a year ago, Anari was just like, Mommy, did you see that? And I was like, I sure did. So I was like, see what? See what? Anari said, yeah, you didn't see that white woman walking her dog. And I said, I want to know how you feel. I want to know why you feel the way you do. I don't want to impose my thoughts, my feelings on you. I want to know why you feel like that. I'm like, Nari, why are you mad at the white woman running down the street with her dog? He said, this is Roxbury. Nari's 13. At that time, he was like 11 going on 12. He was like, Mommy, this is Roxbury. I was like, what does that mean? He was just like, there's a white woman running and walking her dog in Roxbury. I said, so you go bike riding, you go running around, you go adventuring, exploring in the city. What's wrong with the white woman? I thought it was humorous. So, kept playing on it. And he was just like, but Mommy, seriously. Sometimes I feel, he was like, I don't want to say this because I feel like it's wrong, but sometimes I feel like somebody would just come outside and like shoot up in the air so they'd get scared and leave. And I was just like, why do you feel like that? He was like, because they take over everything, and when they take over everything, they destroy it. Out of the mouths of babes. Out of the mouths of babes. He ain't never heard me say that, so that's something he feel by himself. And I hate to say it, but I feel like a lot of lower Roxburyans feel the same way about what's going on with the upper Roxbury. I don't even know where that line is. I don't know where lower is or upper is. But I guess we'll see the difference in where the housing is, where the money goes. And I want you to pay attention. I said this in a video when they were building the Forest Hills apartments. How many apartments are in this complex? How many people can move into this complex based on like 2 people moving in, if it's a 2-bedroom, 3 people moving in, if it's a 3-bedroom, and most of them are these up and coming, college students, fresh out of college, new to the workforce, coming to Boston for all of the tech that we have, the healthcare that we have. How many people are now in Forest Hills area that can now vote? That will, sounds like an attempt to redline, said V from Tennessee. How many people are in that building that can now vote, that are not going to vote in the interest of people that have lived in that community for years? Those apartments that are going up in Roxbury across the street from the police station, how many units are going to be in that complex? How many people are now going to vote in Roxbury that never had the same ideologies as the lower Roxburyans may have had these many generations? What's Tito's seat going to look like in the next 4 years? I just want you to think about it. I just want you to think about it, because a little, a black woman isn't going into the North End, into Italy, Little Italy. representing little Italians. It's not going to happen. The Panama paper jail, architects are creating or created a concept prison ship that can hold 3,000, they call them tax avoiders, but you're supposed to, constitutionally, you're not supposed to be in jail for debt, but yet we have baby fathers, baby mothers in jail every single day because they can't pay the debt of child support. So we're not supposed to have a debtor's court, but we do have a debtor's court because those that don't pay child support end up in jail. These Panama paper jail is supposed to hold 3,300 tax avoiders in a Game of Thrones style sky cell. So long story short, there is a concept prison ship that looks like, it looks scary as hell. And I can't even imagine us really having a prison on the seas. Because the way my mind works, I was like, this is finna be a pirate ship. Because if anybody gets a hold, like anybody escapes from their cell, you kill a couple people on the ship, and all of a sudden you and all of the inmates have control over the ship. That doesn't sound like a good look for me. People escape from jail every day, B. Every day, people escape from jail. So you don't think that they'll be able to escape from this cellular prison? I don't know. I thought it was funny. The architect said the ship's open-air prison cells will be made from paper and the makeup of the boat's giant sails, and they will hold prisoners that have evaded taxes. Okay. Is Donald Trump going to be the first one on that ship? I didn't think so. Kim Jong-un smiles and waves as cheering crowd watches a simulation of a U.S. city being wiped out by a nuclear attack during a North Korean celebration. This is not fake. This is really real. I think this is something that we need to start paying attention to if we are not already paying attention. I watched the video and my heart dropped. So it was a simulation of a nuclear attack on a United States city. There was no specified city. It was just, look at what we can do. And the crowd cheers and everyone's clapping and yay. Like there was something accomplished there. Bill Gates went on to say biological terror attack could wipe out 30 million people and be more destructive than a nuclear attack. We are not far from World War III. We are not. And I do believe that thoughts become things and words are creative. And that's why it took me a long time to even be able to say these things, to even report on these things, because I am so afraid that if we talk about them, if we focus on them, if we think about them, that we are speaking them more into existence. And that's not what I want for myself. That's not what I want for my children. That's not what I want for my world, for this planet. Unfortunately, the Flash is not real, and we do not have an Earth 2 and an Earth 14 and an Earth 37 and doppelgangers on Earth 39. Like, that's not a real thing. We have one Earth. We can travel to one Earth. We have control over what we do to one Earth. We are destroying it every single day, and I truly believe that that is the reason why we are seeking outside planets. Planets that can sustain life. Planets that can grow trees and have flowing rivers. We're looking for somewhere we can move to when we destroy this place we call home. But that's just my opinion. I could just be a conspiracy theorist. Meet the superhumans. Keep telling y'all. Researchers reveal how technology will turn future factory workers into cyborgs sooner than you think. Robots have taken over dangerous and repetitive tasks, improving factory safety. The next phase of labor innovation will do the same thing for cognitive work. It will remove mental, stressful, repetitive tasks from people's daily routines. Researchers claim robots and people will work more closely together than ever, and this involved tech-augmented human worker, both in factories and in offices. Augmented tech-human workers. One type of enhancement will let workers wear robotic exoskeletons, letting them handle heavy objects without losing the flexibility of human movement. Some of the other things that I've read to you were the fact that they have contact lenses that record what's going on around you. The exoskeletons that make people, they said this as far as the Department of Defense was using technology to make super soldiers stronger, to make them heal faster. It's insane. Glasses that allow them to see supervision. Don't believe me, just watch. Please don't believe anything I say. I want you to pretend like I'm lying. Every time something comes out of my mouth, I'm lying. Go do your own due diligence. Go do your own research. Jump down the rabbit hole by yourself, baby. I'm already down here. You could join me if you want, but I would like for you to jump down the rabbit hole by yourself and get some of this information. And all you're getting Jordans, and all you getting purses and hats and shoes and everything else that you getting with these $500 glasses, and all you're getting, get some understanding, as Nana would say. We have a call on the line, 617-282-0062. Grand Rising, caller, you live.
Good morning, Tayla.
Hey, love, how you doing?
Turn my radio down. I've been listening to you. All morning, I'm like, he really took the knowledge this morning. But I had called you with you just a little bit, because when you start talking about these supervision glasses now, okay, if those come through, we need those on Freaky Friday. I'm going to need a pair of those. Preferably on Freaky Friday.
Preferably on Freaky Friday. So you're going to be respectful Monday through Thursday, but you're going to act the fool on Friday, huh?
That's right, especially if it's nice outside. I want to go downtown and check out some things.
Lord have mercy. I said bionic eyeballs and super x-ray glasses so you can see around the corner, so you can see heat censored. I don't think you're going to be able to see the curves, boo.
She said x-ray. X-ray be seeing things. X-ray, baby. Mm-hmm.
Lord have mercy. I'm going to hurt you.
Yeah, good morning.
You as well. Good rising, Big City 101.3 FM. Waking up with TaylaAndre. Monday through Friday. B from Tennessee said that Bionic Man. Remember that show? I don't think I do. The Bionic Man. No, I don't. When you said Bionic Man, I automatically thought of Mork and Mindy. I don't know why. I know they're two different things, but no, I don't remember the Bionic Man, but I'll definitely look it up. Laura is Facebook's first chatbot, a dating coach that will set you up with someone based on your interests. The Messenger chatbot uses language programming and speech recognition. Laura asks users for details such as age, where they lived, and sexual orientation. The chatbot introduces singletons to other single people with similar interests. So now Laura is currently on Facebook, going to hook you up with one of your friends and talk you through the process of online dating. I'm trying to tell you, before Uber was a real thing, I got in cars with strangers. Before Airbnb was a real thing, I slept over somebody's house I didn't know. Before chatbots, Laura bot became a real thing, people were online dating. There are ideas out here that, if executed, will make you millions, if not billions. What if Tayla came up with Airbnb? Like, I'm finna sleep on somebody's couch tonight because I'm a little stranded in the middle of nowhere. I'll pay you $45 to sleep on your couch, to sleep in your extra spare room. What idea do you have that needs to be taken to the next level? Because these things are so simple. I want to know who came up with the chat box, who created that code, and who's about to make millions of dollars off of it. Because when it comes to dating, I don't know if you guys know this, but online dating is a pretty penny. What idea do you have? And that's the only thing. When I thought about Meet Laura, Facebook's new chatbot, that's what I was thinking about. Like, you can really take an idea, find somebody to make you an app, and overnight become a millionaire. I'm like, yo, what's my next best thing? What's my next best idea? Baby, whatever idea you have, let's take it to the limit. Bose is being accused of violating customers' privacy rights with the app that tracks your listening habits. A lawsuit claims that Bose Connect app violates privacy rights by selling the information without permission. Lawsuit is seeking cash for purchasers of dozens of headphones for them to... It still doesn't say whether or not Bose has admitted to this, but Zach is seeking millions of dollars of damages for buyers of headphones and speakers, including Quiet Comfort 35, Quiet Control 30, SoundLink Around Ear Wireless Headphones 2, SoundLink Color 2, Sound Sport Wireless, and Sound Sport Pulse Wireless. The Framingham, Massachusetts-based company has the annual sales of $3.5 billion. And they'll probably be making more as soon as they take all of your information and your listening habits and selling those and making a pretty profit off of your habits. V from Tennessee said, check out another one called The $6 Million Man. Is that another bionic man, V from Tennessee? Let me know. I think this is so cool. I love technology, and I have a love-hate relationship with technology. I love it, absolutely love technology, because of when you look at the patents that were created back in the early 1800s, 1900s, when you look at those patents were there for, to make life easier. We created the dry cleaner because we were sick and tired of cleaning your clothes. We created, I can go down the long list of black excellence and black inventions. And it was like, when you look at them, it's just like, damn, well, somebody was sick and tired of washing somebody's clothes. Someone was sick and tired of, putting on someone's shoe. Here, you put on your own shoe. Use this as, what are those, a shoe horn. Created a shoe horn. We damn near created everything. I'm about to create this stoplight because y'all ain't got no common sense. Y'all ain't got no courtesy, no manners, no respect. Just gonna make this flashing light so you'll pay attention to the damn colors because you don't pay attention to your surroundings. To make life easier, I love technology when it makes life easier. I don't like technology when you start taking advantage of stuff, start turning people into cyborgs. And I really thought cyborgs was a fake thing. I thought there was just something in Archer, that the crazy scientists just created cyborgs and married one of them. Like, yeah, there's something insane, something to the left. No, this is a real damn thing, and they're trying to turn our soldiers into cyborgs, into our assembly line into cyborgs. That's the scary part. The amazing part is when you can scan all your shopping simultaneously without even taking them out the basket. New technology is set to wipe out supermarket lines forever. It's a new automatic checkout scan. It scans and bags all of your items in just a few seconds. The system uses tiny radio frequency ID tags to keep track of what's in the basket. Shoppers place the basket on a till, and the rest is done automatically. The checkouts made by Panasonic are being rolled out in stores across Japan. I have no idea how Japan has the best of everything. When it comes to technology, they have the best of everything. When it comes to transit, they have the best of everything. But here in America, you can wait for the green line for 35 minutes and still get stuck somewhere in a tunnel. Like, somebody, please, can we just find a happy medium between cyborg and making life easier? There are a lot of events going on in the city. This week, the children are out of school for vacation, and there's a lot of great events that are going on, not just in the city this week, but always. And I want us to be mindful of it. I am not able to post everything that's out here. I'm only one person, and I'm not cloning myself. But there are a lot of events that are out here right now where your voice matters, and the city is asking for your voice. And we just need to show up in those spaces, and I say it all the time. I don't care if you're late. I don't care if the event ends at 8 and you show up at 7:50. 90% of anything is just showing up and just having your voice heard. So, with that being said, the Mayor's Office of Resilience and Racial Equity and the Boston, aka the Black Removal Authority, the BPDA Research Division, invite all of us, every single last one of us, to race, politics, and public opinion about justice reinvestment. Race, politics, and public opinion about justice reinvestment. That is today at April 20th at 3:30 to 4:30. I understand that I don't know why this is taking place during the time in which you have to go to work. They want your opinion, but yet they don't want to have these damn hearings at a time that's appropriate for citizens. Who's going to be at City Hall at 3:30 to 4:30 if you have a job so you can pay your politicians? I really honestly believe that when they're seeking public opinion, not when they're doing everyday business, but when they are seeking public opinion, these hearings need to be held at night, just like Night Court. That was one of actually my favorite TV shows coming up as a kid, Night Court. Because I love the way they had, there were black people in that show, and they weren't just the defendants. I loved Night Court. And I think we should have night hearings in the city so that we can have citizens in the city have their voice amplified because it's actually being heard. Across the country, numerous states, including Massachusetts, are pursuing justice reinvestment reforms designed to save money by sentencing nonviolent offenders to less expensive community-based sanctions instead of prison, and instead investing those funds into more evidence-based approaches to prevent crime. While JRI has been popular among policymakers, we know very little about the public support for the justice reinvestment paradigm. In this study, they are going to collect and analyze focus groups and survey data to answer two research questions. First, what do members of the public think about adjustment reinvestment reform? And second, also, how would they choose to reinvest the saved funds into future crime prevention? And second, how does the language used to describe JRI reform affects people's crime prevention budget preferences? Pay attention to the differences in between opinions of black participants and white participants, and they are going to test whether or not exposure to radical cues polarizes opinion. So they're going to take a look at language. They're going to throw certain things out there and say, well, how do you feel about this? And how do you feel about that? And they're going to use very decisive language. They're going to use language that's going to catch you off guard just to test whether or not people are making decisions based on ideologies of whether they're actually using rationale. Today, 3:30 to 4:30, if you can't go, it takes a village to raise a village. So if you can't go, but you know an elder that can attend, if you can't go, but you know a neighbor that can go, if you can't go, but you have somebody sleeping on your couch that ain't doing a damn thing with their life, and they don't pay no rent, and they ain't taking care of no business, they need to go out on your behalf and go take some damn notes and bring them home, because you ain't doing nothing else. Nothing else. You ain't finna sleep on my couch all damn day. Today, April 20th, 3:30 to 4:30, there's 1,000,001 events going on, but one of the things that I wanted to talk about really quickly is your Attorney General, Maura Healey. I am not a fan of Maura Healey, and this is because I'm a Second Amendment sister. I believe in my right to bear arms, and Maura Healey wants to take my constitutional right away and make up her own laws and, interpret the Constitution in a way that she thinks is appropriate. Touche. Not the biggest fan of Maura Healey. I love the fact that she's a powerful, dominant, alpha female kicking indoors and taking notes, and telling people to sit down and take notes. She is dope on many levels. I just don't agree with some of the things that she agrees with or she believes in. One of the things that I do believe in is the Freedom of Information Act. And the Boston Globe reached out to the governor's office, reached out to the .gov of Massachusetts and said, listen, we want these constituent such and such and such and such based on the Freedom of Information Act. And the Governor Baker said, according to a ruling in 1997, we don't have to give you anything. What we do is we give based on each basis that comes in, case by case. We look at that case, and if we release documents, then we release documents. But if we don't, we're not required to. And Maura Healey, the Attorney General, is like, stop. Wait a minute. Yeah, you do. The Freedom of Information Act requires you to give out this information about, whatever they're questioning regarding constituents. And it's constituent phone calls. It's not what Governor Baker's doing on his spare time. It's not what he's doing with his wife. It's not the secrets that he may have. They're not state secrets that the Globe is searching for. It's constituent calls. Constituent complaints. And the governor's office said, we are not required to do that. Maura Healey said, yes, you are. Absolutely. And they are using a statute from 1997 that states, it was somewhere along the lines of something private. It was policymakers' private use of time, like off hours. And they were like, well, we're not required to give you private information. And now the governor's office is using this and interpreting the law. Maura Healey, you don't like it when it happened to you, huh? You don't like it when people do unto you as you've been doing to others. But the governor's office is interpreting the law in a way in which Maura Healey doesn't agree with. Just like Maura Healey interpreted the law that I don't necessarily agree with when it comes to guns. So she got a little taste of her own medicine, but I am in full support of Maura Healey pushing back on the governor's office to indulge, release whatever information that they have regarding the Freedom of Information Act and constituent questions or constituent calls. I'm sorry, long hair don't care, and it got stuck down my throat. I can't get it out. Oh, gosh. There it is. So, there's a lot going on in the city. There's a lot going on in the state. There's a bunch of things going on in this world. And I ain't got the answers, Sway. But one of the things that I do know is that we are in a very scary world. And the $6 Million Man intro. Thank you, Uncle Terry. Just shared the link with me. Uncle Melvin said, what's up? Candy Ortiz tagged me in this. And I think this is very important to read. It must take a very cruel woman to choose to separate her own children from their fathers. Sadly, it appears that many women know that the father loves their children so much that despite the woman fleecing him of his property and finances, it will not pain him as much as separation from his children. So to get even at the father, the woman decides to break the bond between the father and his own child, just to be vindictive against the father. This will be much more the case if the father has moved on and has a second wife, or just seems happy that they are now divorced or separated. Even if the woman was the one who filed the divorce or walked away from the event. Many women have trouble understanding that their children and themselves are two different entities. If a woman is angry against her ex, she cannot fathom nor condone to see the children are happy with their dad. It is treason if the children also love their new stepmother. And Dr. T calls this the golden uterus complex. Thank you for sharing that with me. I think that was important to read. The golden uterus complex. How many of us know a mom with the golden uterus complex? You know, Facebook reminds you of what happened on this day years before. And yesterday marked the anniversary of the Tayla's rant against baby mamas. And in that rant, I was actually talking about Uncle Terry. My uncle was going through a situation and it shook me to my core and it frustrated the life out of me. And on that rant, I was going on about situations that so many fathers go through. So I thank you, Uncle Terry. I am sorry to any and all men that are dealing with a woman with a golden uterus complex, who cannot separate the child from the man, who cannot separate the love she had for the man for the love that man has for his child. I apologize across the board for all baby mamas that can't get right, because I was once upon a time one of them. And it took a lot of growing and a lot of learning and a lot of self-reflection and a lot of truth. It was difficult. It was hard. Oh gosh, it's still hard. I can't tell you how sometimes I have to sit down and say, we're not going to revert to the past. We're not. Anari Nasari's dad, I be wanting to choke the hell out of him sometimes. Choke the hell out of him. And it's so easy to say, you're not going to see your kids this weekend. It's so easy to say. It's so simple. I've said it a million times. Maybe not that many, but I've said it. Unfortunately, I've never stuck to my guns. Or maybe fortunately. Because that's one of the things that he will say is, you know what? As much as Tayla may itch or complain, you know that itch in the middle of your back, as much as Tayla may itch and complain, she's a dog with a bark without bite. When it comes to those kids, because when you see them, the look on like, what do you mean I can't see my daddy today? What do you mean he can't pick me up from school today? When you see that look on them kids' face, it reminds me of when I got a C in school. When I didn't do my chores. I didn't do the dishes. I stayed on the phone too late. And my punishment was, you can't go see your dad. My punishment was, you're not spending the weekend with your cousin. My punishment was, I'm cutting you off from your family. Well, maybe I'm acting out because you cut me off, huh? Maybe I don't have enough family interaction on my dad's side. Maybe that's why I'm acting out. So I can't do unto my children what was done to me. And as much as I may want to be that parent, I may want to be vindictive, I may want to, take away the one thing that you love, your daddy, I had to find other means. I had to find other ways of punishment. I don't know who I'm talking to, baby, but good rising to you. It's time to do something different. Don't you think? Don't you think it's time for you to stop doing what your parents did to you on so many levels? I've been having this conversation all week about different people conducting their parenting styles like their parents, using methods that didn't work for them. Using language that didn't work for them. How many times have you ever thought, what type of person would I be if my parents were supportive? What type of person would I be if my parents had money? What type of person would I be if my parents were better educated? What type of person would I be if my parents spoke English and were able to advocate on my behalf? What person would I be if? Does anybody ever think like that? Does anybody ask themselves those questions? And if you do, how do you equate that to your own children, to your own parenting styles? Is there a time that you discipline your children and you're like, you know what, this didn't work for me? Why am I doing the same thing to my kids that didn't work for me? Or maybe even the opposite way around. Like, I'm going to do this because it worked for me. We always whooping our kids talking about well, it wasn't so bad. Look how I turned out. Who would you be if you didn't get your ass whooped? Some of us didn't get whooping. Some of us were abused. But we didn't know any better. And we still don't know any better. Who would we be? Who could we be? I don't know. I think it's important for us to think outside of the box. For us to stop accepting the status quo. Stop accepting what was okay for our grandparents and our parents that was done unto ourselves. What can we do differently to raise a different generation? I don't know what's being done differently, but some of these kids ain't got no type of respect, no manners. I don't know. Some of those parents need to bring in what was done to them. Or drop them off at my house. Because I don't play with children. Really quickly, the fundraiser for the 7th annual Juneteenth Emancipation Observation. It's a listening party celebrating the soundtrack of our lives. It's called Woke, a righteous music for the new revolution. I told you this ain't your mama's revolution music. This ain't your daddy's revolution music. Music by DJ Dr. Feelgood with live performances from the youth. The youth are going to be in the building. Lovely Hoffman is going to be in the building singing her song that is taking that is taking the nation by storm. She's been featured internationally. She's been featured nationally. She's been featured in every publication in the state. Shout out to Lovely Hoffman. My Black is Beautiful. She said she created that song for the children in her classroom that felt some type of way about their skin tone, that felt some type of way about their hair, that felt some type of way about their black being beautiful. I kind of want to play it really quickly because I love it so much, and I really appreciate Lovely and her creative ability. She also created the Kwanzaa song that we played during Kwanzaa. And I really wish, I say this all the time, but I really wish we were able to take the Kwanzaa principles and utilize them 365 days a year. Who would we be if we use those Kwanzaa principles every single day and not just 1 week out of the year? Who could we be as Upper Roxburians? Who could we be as Mount Bodians? And if you're just now checking in, look on a Google map, do your due diligence. They're renaming our city. Gunshot, gunshot. Let me go ahead and rename it. Forget all the history. You ever see that? You remember how many clubs changed their name after a gun incident? After a stabbing? After some type of violent act took place in the club? All of a sudden, new management, new name. We're a new club. Same damn owner, same bartender, same dude at the door, same bouncer, same everything, just a different name. Saturday, April 29th from 6 p.m. till 10 p.m. This is a family event. For singles, it is $20. For couples, it is $30. You bring those babies, them babies can come in for free. It is at the National Center of Afro-American Artists, a.k.a. the Big Head Museum, and that is on Walnut Street. I'm really excited for this event because this is a fundraiser for the 7th annual Juneteenth Emancipation Observation, which they go all out. The Juneteenth committee goes all out every year to educate us on what Juneteenth is, what Juneteenth means, what the Constitution says, and what it states, and what it means to us today, and what it meant to our ancestors back then. I love the Juneteenth committee. I love what they do for our community. And this is a fundraiser so we can all come out and have a grand old time. They have bounce houses. They have food. They have speakers. They have music. They have vendors. It's an amazing time. I've attended, the past 3-4 of them over the course of these couple years. And this is the 7th annual Juneteenth Emancipation Observation Woke Righteous Music for the New Revolution. If you make revolution music, baby, I tell you to go ahead and hit them up, the Juneteenth committee, and let them know, or you can contact NCAAA.org, NCAAA.org, the National Center for Afro-American Artists, 300 Walnut, aka the Big Head Museum. Wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in bed. I'm feeling some type of way today. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling wonderful. I wanted to read 15,000 events that are going on in the city, but one of the things that we have to talk about is May 20th. The May 20th event is going to be huge. That is going to be at the Urban League of Eastern Massachusetts. We are discussing wills, trust, estates. We're talking about medical proxies. I was speaking to a friend of mine the other day about medical proxies, and you guys know I feel very strongly about medical proxies. I believe that my auntie would still be here, living, breathing, laughing, joking, hugging me, kissing me, telling me how much she loves me, and telling me all of the history of our family if she had the proper medical proxy. If your child, if your auntie, if your mama, if your brother anything happens to them medically, and they're not deemed competent. You know, my auntie was deemed incompetent because they overdosed her. They overdosed her not once, not twice, but several times. And because she was overdosed on the medication that they gave her, she didn't know who she was. She didn't know where she was going. The people that came to visit her, she completely forgot who they were. They deemed her incompetent. So she needed a medical proxy. The only person around, hey, you're the medical proxy. My auntie would still be here. I truly believe that. And every time I say it, I know I hurt family members' feelings, but my feelings are more hurt that my auntie's not here. we don't have the proper knowledge when it comes to medical proxies, when it comes to life insurance, when it comes to wills, when it comes to trust, when it comes to what is an estate. We have no knowledge of this. And when you don't have the knowledge, somebody who does have the knowledge has the power over you. That's one of the things that I tell the kids all the time. Learn everything so nobody can tell you nothing. Of course, they understand that you also know nothing. So you must constantly always be learning something. And all you're getting, get some understanding. Sean, you know your Auntie Carrie say that all the time. Nana said. Really quickly, I am going to play that lovely Hoffman song because I think it's an amazing song. It's motivational. It's inspirational. It touches me in my soul. And I just want to pay my love and my respect to Lovely and all the work that she does in the community. She's also a teacher at the Helen Y. Davis Academy. If we had more Helen Y. Davis academies in the city, our children would be great. That school is amazing. Love that school. Love the teachers at the school. Oh gosh. And the principal, she should have been superintendent instead of flying out a man all the way from California that don't know a damn thing about the city, paying him $315,000. We could have hired, what's it, her name? Miss Sherwood? Miss Sherwood? Is that her name? From the Helen Y. Davis Leadership Academy, Miss Sherborne, Miss Sherwood, one of the best educators I've ever met in my life. She's the one that should have been superintendent. Yeah, I said it. I said it. No, I can. Today I feel like talking about everything. Do. I love you. I appreciate you. We're going to play this My Black is Beautiful real quick and I'll be right back. So unfortunately, we can't listen to the song. Unfortunately, we can't listen to the song because it is copywritten. Yes, Lovely, you better copyright your ish. It's copywritten and we are unable to listen to it because YouTube would say, oops, Tayla, this video does not belong to you. It belongs to Lovely Hoffman, and Facebook just won't play it. There won't be a repeat play. What's the thing called? A replay. So we're going to let it play for this 2 minutes and 38 seconds. I love you guys so much. I can't tell you how much I love you. Hey, Misty, how you doing? All thinkers are labeled as conspiracy theorists. That's just to stop you from thinking too much. Keep thinking and keep being you. Misty, I've been a conspiracy theorist since before I knew what a damn conspiracy was. I was a conspiracy theorist before I received a high school diploma. I've been a conspiracy theorist for a long time because there was a lot of shit that didn't make sense to me. So my daddy is Baptist, Southern Baptist. My mother's Catholic. So I'd go to the Catholic church. And then we go to the Baptist church. And I was just like, hold on, I think y'all confused. So I'm a child seeing this. And I'm like, so who's right and who's wrong here? Because you're saying they're wrong, they're saying you're wrong. And as a child, you're like, which one of these adults are actually making sense? And to me, it never made sense. So I've been a conspiracy theorist for a long time. My phone, the battery just popped out. And we lost everybody on Facebook Live. Damn. So we'll just name this the outro really quickly. How much longer do we have of this song? Oh, we have like 40 seconds. Outro. Today I don't feel like doing anything. I just wanna lay in the stand. Don't feel like picking up the phone. Leave a message after the tone, 'cause today my black is beautiful, bro. Go live.
Sly King, all the way in Birmingham, Alabama, and there's really only one way to wake up and start your morning every single day, and that is with my girl TaylaAndre on Big City 101.3 FM.
Yep, try baby, you know what it is? It's DJ Sus1, the feature presentation. Listen, make sure you wake up with TaylaAndre Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 a.m. on Big City 101.3 FM. Wake up with the Radio Rebel. Politics, news, conspiracies. Wake up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. It's the type of stuff I'm into, all right? Make sure you tune in. Let's go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Y'all heard that song, My Black is Beautiful? I loved it. I loved it. I want to give a huge shout out. I had one of the listeners contact me yesterday, say, Tayla, I went and saw your girl Faith Naturals, and I went ahead and purchased the body wash. I love the way the body wash smells, and the deodorant actually works. I'm like, what you thought? You thought I was sending you there for no reason? Of course the deodorant works. Of course it works. I love everything Faith Naturals has to offer, from the pom pom wash to the yoni steam. The yoni steam is absolutely amazing. It's like, it's kind of spiritual, but it's dope. You sit on a pot or a toilet type situation. It's a chair that has a hole in it. You take your pants off. You have a throw on you. Faith gives you some womb wellness tea, which immediately after you take your first sip, like, it puts you in a completely different dimension. I don't care how your day was. I don't care how your week was. I don't care how you feel. I don't care what's going on in your world. You take a sip of that tea, and you just feel like, wow. And I'm a tea drinker, and there has never been another tea that made me feel like that, ever. So shout out to Faith. Shout out to all she does. She is absolutely talented to be able to make all of these products by hand. The deodorant by hand, the hair milk by hand, the pom pom wash by hand, vegan friendly, animal safe. Like, I can't wait for her to be in major stores. I can't wait for her to be international. To have a distributor distribute her products. I can't wait. And I know it's coming. It's right around the corner. I know it's coming. Faith has some of the best products on earth. There was somebody who came in and was like, your products are better than Lush, and they're less expensive. I don't know who Lush is or what Lush does, but everybody was like, yeah, she's right. And I was just like, okay then. Go on, Faith, better than Lush. I really don't know who it is, but everybody else say it's dope, so I'm going to say it's dope too. But May 20th, really quickly, I want to give a huge shout out to Prestige Cuisine. They will be in the building. They will be feeding us. We're going to have some jollof rice, some vegetable rice, some stewed chicken. If you guys want to pay in advance, you can go ahead and order you some fish, but we are going to keep it free, and we're going to have some chicken in the building, and some rice and some vegetables, and the food is absolutely amazing. If you want to get you some of the best fish in the city, some red snapper, go to Prestige Cuisine, 924 Morton Street. They deliver, and they deliver. So whether you live in West Roxbury, whether you work downtown, they deliver some of the best snapper you've ever had, jerk chicken you've ever had, and they have African beef patties, and those are so amazing in their own right as well. They're very different than Jamaican beef patties, but they're still very good. Build BPS invites you to the future of our schools, a conversation with Superintendent Tommy Chang. He is the superintendent. I may not like him as the superintendent. I may think that we had amazing other individuals here in the city that could have been paid that $315,000 a year. But hey, it is what it is. He is now the superintendent, and if you would like to have a conversation with him and join the conversation about building BPS, a master plan with free food and beverage, come out for the free food and beverage, baby. If you don't come out for nothing else, come out for the free food and beverage, bring the kids and come and support. I feel like the free food and beverage is like the, come on, that's the lure to bring you in. But the fact of the matter is we need to be in the building and we need our voice heard. This is going to take place Tuesday, April 25th, so next week from 5:30 to 8:30. This is going to be at 1 World Street, Lely in Holleran, BCYF. World Street in Dorchester, Mass. A conversation about building BPS. What do you want to see at BPS? What do you want to see within BPS? What programs should we have? If you take a look at some of those Boston programs, I guarantee you're going to be like, hold on, I need to be in Boston. Brockton is really up and coming, and I'm going to keep saying it over and over again. I witnessed one of those town hall meetings, and no one from the community there, all of the developers were there. And when you start seeing developers at town hall meetings, when you start seeing project managers at town hall meetings, when you start seeing politicians rubbing their greedy little hands together, that's when you know it's time to jump in that pot before it's mixed up, stirred up, and you can't get none. There's a lot of hands in that soup. Shout out to my Dominicans. I just learned there's not like a lot of hands in the pot. There's a lot of hands in the soup. And it sounds amazing in Spanish. Tuesday, April 25th, 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. If you have any ideas around BPS, if you have any suggestions for BPS, if there's any changes you want to see to BPS, Superintendent Chang is going to be in the building. He is going to listen to you and take heed to your voice, because that $315,000 a year that comes out of your tax-paying dollars, baby, you own him. And if you have something you want to say, you better come out and say it April 25th, 5:30 to 8:30. And if you don't, I cannot allow you to complain about the things that you do not like about BPS. The things that you do not like about the bus company, the things that you don't like about your child's education. If you're not going to sit here and tell the superintendent, don't tell TaylaAndre, because there is nothing I can do in my position of 5 to 7. What position do I really have? The position to educate you on who has the power to change whatever you're frustrated about. That's my position, to give you the knowledge that you may not have had access to otherwise. And you have access to this man who's worth $315,000 of your dollars. Of your dollars. And I'll say it again, $315,000 a year of your tax-paying dollars. If there is anything about BPS that you want to complain about, on Tuesday, April 25th is that day from 5:30 to 8:30. If there's anything about BPS that you want to say that you're appreciative for, that you love, that you thank you. April 25th, 5:30 to 8:30. Come out, come out, come out. I am TaylaAndre. You are listening to Wake Up with TaylaAndre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. I want to give a shout out to Firearm Fred. I think we should have a date. I can't do it right now because I'm on my way out of the building as far as heading international. I'm heading international. We're going to have Wake Up with TaylaAndre Ethiopia editions. So I'm just letting you know now. If you can't get them on Facebook, I will post them onto YouTube. And if you listen to TaylaAndre, you can also download us on iTunes. I'm so excited about that. TaylaAndre.com. I have an amazing developer who has built my website from scratch. I love Calvin. If you need a website, he is available. I am sharing all of my resources with you. And Calvin is one of my resources. If you have an organization that needs help, if you yourself needs help, he is very affordable and his work is amazing. So if you need a website and you were like, how your website look though? TaylaAndre. Take a look at the website, and if you like it, contact Calvin or contact me, inbox me, and I'll give you Calvin's information. Start wasting your time. His name is Calvin Ellis. His number is 774-454-6430. You can call or text. You can also email him at cellis9494@gmail.com. He says, stop wasting your time and start your tech project today, from custom websites to promotional media and everything in between. Contact Calvin Ellis one more time at cellis9494@gmail.com or 774-454-6430. He is efficient. He's amazing. He can take care of all of your tech needs. And you can go ahead and go to TaylaAndre.com to find out if you like his work. And if you do, inbox me and let me know so I can connect you with him. There was one more thing that I wanted to tell you about community. There's an event happening in Roxbury, Lower Roxbury, addressing the Whittier Street project that they're putting up, with or without you. And I wanted to make sure that you guys were fully aware of how to get in contact with the Reclaim Roxbury. But I can't find the website. I can't find the link right now. So I'll just post it online. Just be mindful, you guys. I want you to start paying attention to your surroundings. Start paying attention to the meetings that are going on. Trust and believe. I hate meetings. They take up all your time. There's a whole bunch of people sharing their feelings. This is not a therapy session. I'm not here for therapy. I don't need a psychiatrist. But the truth of the matter is that we do need each other. We need each other. We need people's shoulders. We need people's voices to be heard. We need to work together. And that only takes place at these community meetings. I know you have a full week at work. I know you worked. You woke up with TaylaAndre at 5. You went to work, didn't come home until 7:30. You cooked dinner, kids ate late. I promise you, baby. At 8:30, if you could just make it there and say, listen, I know I was late, but my voice still matters. Can you? I don't like. I would like to see. Let your voice be heard. To every single last one of these politicians, let your voice be heard. To these teachers, to these educators, let your voice be heard. Don't call 617-282-0062 letting your voice be heard and failing to call the city to let your voice be heard. I'm going to connect with Carlos Enriquez and see how we can sign a petition that all community hearings that are seeking community voice take place at an hour that community can actually attend. I think it's asinine, and I think it's irresponsible of our city to have these hearings that are looking for public opinion, but holding these hearings at hours that the public cannot attend. It's irresponsible. So I'm going to look into the political process into having a night hearing, just sessions of night hearings. Oh, well, politicians don't want to do it. You already work all day. That's great. So do we. And that's why we can't attend these damn meetings. Have something at night so we can be there. And not just once in a while, but all of the time. That would be a great ordinance. I'd love to see it happen. Don't know how to make it happen, but I guess we can take the correct steps together, one together, to make it happen. Right? I am TaylaAndre, You woke up with TaylaAndre. I love you so much. I appreciate you even more, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. Tomorrow, Freaky Friday, is going to be dope. It's going to be so dope. It ain't going to be sexual, so I'm going to tell you now, you know, you might get a little flaccid, but it's going to be dope nonetheless. So I can't wait to see you tomorrow. TaylaAndre, and that's everywhere. Or you can just throw a .com on it, and you'll find everything TaylaAndre.
You know what it is? It's DJ Sus One, the feature presentation. Listen, make sure you wake up with TaylaAndre Monday through...
I'm tired. I'm so tired. I'm so sleepy. I have the longest day in America today. But I am appreciative because I asked for this. I'm appreciative because this is what I said that I wanted, and this is what I saved y'all this time. We got disconnected last time, but I saved you. Let me get out of here. We were supposed to interview, hold on, because I want YouTube to hear this too. We were supposed to interview somebody today. It didn't happen. It's called improvising. I hope you guys didn't notice. But I'm hoping that we can have a one-on-one interview later on this evening with Mr. Joy of the Arts Emerson. It wasn't able to happen today, but hopefully it'll be able to happen tonight. I'm gonna go run. I think I like running, you guys. I think I'm a runner. I'm a little fat right now and completely out of shape, but I think I enjoy running. Shout out to Travis, Body Prime Fitness. I've been working out with him recently, and he got us over here jogging, running, sprinting. I don't like sprinting, but I think I like jogging and running and, you know, what's that thing called? Marathons. I think I'm going to try a 2K. Is there a 1K? Can I try a half a K first? And then we can work our way up to a 5K. But I honestly do think that I enjoy running. And if you guys are runners, I need help with breathing. I have not perfected my ability to breathe. And if you guys have any tips on that, like how? Because I'll run, and for like the first 10 breaths, I'm like, and I'm like, hold on, wait. So I need help. If anybody has any tips on how to breathe, how to properly breathe, I love learning. Please teach me. Mwah. Went to Faith's Naturals Tuesday, and it was closed on a Tuesday. Who said that? Last Tuesday. Last Tuesday, she was restocking the shelves. Everything runs out so fast. Especially on the weekends. YouTube, I hope you guys have an amazing day today.